The Battle of Baoa was the greatest battle of the One-Year War, but the lives of those who participated in it did not stop when the curtains closed. After having achieved his goals, the situation seemed hopeless for Char. He had no mobile suit, and Baoa was now crawling with Federation forces. It was inevitable that he would be found. Right at the moment that he was spotted by a gym, Lala called out to him and he was able to get away from it. At the same time, she also reminded him of his remaining duty as a new type, to bring about an era where fighting and hatred no longer existed. An era where people could understand each other. But first, he would have to escape. Again, Lala pointed him in the right way. There was still an intact ship left close by, the Gwazine. Char managed to make his way over to the ship and met up with Mikuve. Mikuve realized that with the death of Cecilia, the battle was over, and was making plans to take Zenazabi, Dazzle's wife, and Minerva Zabi, their daughter, to the Zeon capital of Granada. Char suggested that instead of having them board the Gwazine, which would essentially be a giant bullseye for any Federation forces close by, it would be wiser to have both of them board a smaller vessel while having the Gwazine act as a decoy. Mikuve, unaware that it was actually Char who killed Cecilia, agreed with Char's plan to help the heir of the Zabis escape. Mikuve would escort the booster-equipped Komusai that would transport Zena and Minerva, and Char would be part of the decoy team. Now all he needed was a mobile suit. In the hangar, he was told that there wasn't even a single usable machine, unless of course he'd be willing to risk his life using Char's personal machine with extremely sensitive controls. The engineer quickly realized who he was talking to. Char was lucky. Only moments earlier, repairs on his Gelgoog had been finished. The severed right arm was replaced with a new Gelgoog Marine arm, and it was also equipped with a high-mobility backpack. While in theory everything worked fine, it was untested. Char commended the quick repair job, told the engineer to escape on the Gwazine, and launched. He quickly engaged and destroyed a close-by Salamis, and managed to attract the attention of the lead Magellan. The captain of the Magellan fell for the ruse. When the Gwazine launched seconds later, he immediately ordered his forces to capture the war criminals aboard the Gwazine. At the same time, Mikuve and the Komusai stealthily launched. Char engaged the Federation Mobile Suit Battalion and wiped them all out in a mere 2 minutes. Unfortunately, this was also the moment that the Magellan's captain realized that he had been fooled. When the Gwazine was almost within their firing range, it struck him as odd that they were not being fired upon. After all, the Gwazine had a longer firing range. He immediately ordered a search for any other small vessels in the vicinity, found the Komusai, and began pursuit. While the Magellan couldn't catch up to the smaller and faster vessel, the captain was determined not to let them escape, and ordered to have it shot down. Realizing this, Char attempted to shoot down the Magellan, but was intercepted by a Jim. And at a critical moment, his new backpack's verniers stopped working, and his beam rifle was destroyed. With the Jim running out of ammo, the battle became close and personal. Char didn't have any melee weapons, but he did still have the machine cannon mounted on his right arm. It ripped through the Jim's arm. Char used that arm to impale the Jim, and then hurled it towards the Magellan. He succeeded in destroying it, but not before it could fire off a few shots, one of which killed Mikuve. His sacrifice was not in vain. They all managed to escape from Baoa, and the Komusai was picked up safe and sound by the Gwazine. However, their original plans had to be changed.
A communication from Granada, sir. They're opening negotiations at Amman. It looks like peace.
So, it's finally over. This war is finally coming to an end at last.
En route to Granada, they received word of Zeon's surrender, forcing the Gwazine and her crew to head for Axis, a place where they were warmly welcomed. And that is all for this episode of Gundam Lore. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so through Patreon or Patron Blades if you want high quality razor blades. Links in the description down below. Have a nice day, and I will see you all next time.